Hello, come in, say hello. Brandon Hicks from Raleigh, North Carolina is the first. Let's go, Brandon. Hello, everyone. So come on in, come in, come in. We're going to have 2 points tonight, right? 2 things on the live stream we're going to discuss. Heath, Texas, Gigi. Hello, Gigi from Heath. Make sure you do your do now, right? Come in. If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. All right, hit the thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, hit the thumbs up and share this on your personal page. If you're on Periscope, hit those hearts. Invite your followers to join in. Show some digital love, right? Everyone hit the. There you go, Jesus. I'm gonna increase that background just for you. How's everything going in Cali? I thought that would be, or this would be a little bit more appropriate for the new year. So decided to get a new background in. A lot to discuss, but we're going to do it in a little time. Happy 2021 to you all as well. Gigi, happy 2021 to you. And if you are new to this channel, first time subscriber, first time checking me live, I'm known in the financial world as the Queen of Credit because of the help and results that I help people transition or get their personal credit, right? From bad to good, then from good to great, and then from great to assets to cash flow, right? Credit to cash flow program to use your credit to get or invest in assets and not liabilities, right? Jesus said he heard Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually hit 33,000 today, right? It actually hit 33,000 today. Let me see where it is now. It went as high as 33,000. Currently, it's at 32,300. Right? I mean, big gains today in Bitcoin. And let me make this disclaimer. I am not your financial advisor. Right? This is not financial advice. I show people some of the results that I have to be a testimonial, and I give financial education. So if this is something you want to invest in, do it at your own risk, right? Do your research, do your due diligence, and make sure out of all things that you obtain a financial education on any and everything that you invest in, right? So invest at your own risk. I talk about it. I educate you about it. Sometimes I show you social media proof, right? In order to let you see that it is real, right? But I'm not your financial advisor. Look right into the camera as I tell you that I do not give financial advice. I give financial education. So come in as we have 25 seconds and counting. Make sure that you hit that like button, right? Hit the like button on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, pump that screen, right? Get some hearts, show some digital love. We got a lot of come in. If you're on Facebook on the live chat, and make sure that you hit that like button, exit out the live chat, right? Brandon Hicks says, Dave Ramsey, boom, as our time has expired. So that's the 5 minutes of fame, in which I'm going to recognize and give everyone a shout out that came in at the beginning. Let's get right into Dave Ramsey. Brandon says, Dave Ramsey, they should be careful who they listen to. Let me say, I love the Queen. Oh, thank you so much. Should be careful who you listen to. And especially when it comes to Dave Ramsey, to be honest with you, Dave Ramsey does not teach about true assets. He does not teach about the history of money, right? He teaches a lot of people, from what I heard, not even to invest in gold and silver without explaining to them the role that gold and silver play in this cash system, right? For example, just this year alone, the value of the dollar or the purchasing power of the dollar has decreased about 7 to 8%. And maybe he does this. I can't speak for Dave. I know he's a multi-millionaire, right? He may do this because of the audience that he markets to and that he try to reach, which is people that maybe mismanage their cash or they don't have enough money to invest. But I actually saw this video because one of my followers, 𝒞𝓇𝓾𝓒, if she's watching this live on the replay, right? Shout out to 𝒞𝓇𝓾𝓒. I don't see her on yet. She actually emailed it to me. Other than that, I probably would not have came across it because I don't really subscribe or listen to Dave Ramsey that much, right? Let me read this. Hey, what up? He said, hey, Queen QOC, I get Ramsey at time, but this is madness. I really hate it because the advice that he gave this man was on December the 23rd, right? So if you know anything since December 23rd, on Christmas Day, December 25th, Bitcoin hit 25,000. Then on the 26th, it hit 26,000. Then on 27th, I think it hit 27,000. And it just began to, it seemed like whatever day of the month of December it was, right? I think except for the 30th and 31st, it hit that number on that day, 28th day, 28,000, right? And so today, which is the second, right, of 2021 of January, hit another all-time high, 33,000 plus, right? It's at 32 right now. It took a little dip. So again, this is a disclaimer. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. A lot of people reach out to me and want to know, hey, how can I invest in Bitcoin? How can I get started? Listen, do your research, do your due diligence, and invest in your own risk. When I started educating about this last year, right, Bitcoin was at $3,500 to $6,500. I got a financial education behind it. Why the Bitcoin results in 2018, which is highest, was around the $20,000 mark, would not be the results in 2020 and 2021, right? I educated and researched about the Bitcoin halving. I knew the depreciation of the dollar. I knew where the economy was headed. And I knew, right, that Bitcoin would be an asset with all of those entities. So if you're looking at investing at 33,000, right, which I know Bitcoin is going to grow even beyond the 33,000, right? But and you can buy fractions, right, of Bitcoin. And a lot of people opt out to trade. And I've been telling people since day one, I don't trade an asset like Bitcoin. I don't personally. Again, I don't give financial advice. I talk about my personal experience. But there are some people who trade, they take their gains, right? And they do whatever they want to with them, right? But I believe in money making money. And so the compound interest is what I look for. And because I got in at a lower price, right? I've gotten my money, out of it and everything. And now it's just money making money on interest. And so there are some people who might want to put in and buy fractions at this point and just trade or just buy and hold. But the thing is, people, and again, I'm not your financial advisor, right? I want to say that more and more throughout my videos. Not your financial advice. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor, and I'm not giving you financial advice. I give you a financial education. And I will talk about the stimulus and tax refund. Again, I still have people that, ask me on my videos, will I put my site or my source in? I said on my first video, I'm subscribed to the Wall Street Journal, right? That means you have to have a paid subscription in order to receive that news. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of things that I know the general public doesn't know, because they rely on their television, right? Television, and they don't subscribe to a lot of reading, or they won't pay for a subscription. And when you have paid subscription, you are really getting more accurate and up-to-date news before it hits the general public. So I did find an article on Google that supports the stimulus tax rules, that it was an advanced tax or advanced tax credit. So I will pull that article out. But I always do your own research, right? Even if you hear something that I say, go on Google and check other resources. Look for it for yourself. A lot of people, I always ask the question, I have $5,000, I have $10,000, I have $20,000. What do I invest in? If you're asking, then you need to invest in financial education. If you're asking what are some assets to invest in, you need to get a financial education first, so you can know for yourself. Because at the end of the day, this is your money. You labor for it, right? And you need to be okay if it doubles in value or if it doesn't, because you've done your research and due diligence and you feel like this is a good choice to make a good investment, right? So I don't mind people being excited, but my screenshots are just for a testimony. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. Do your own research and do your own due diligence, right? 𝒞𝓇𝑒84 says currency going digital soon. I've given financial education about that, about the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, digital wallets. And so if people will watch my videos, right? I know you probably look at them and you see an hour-long content sometime. But if you don't have an hour to listen at the research, then why would you want to just throw your money into something when you don't even have the mindset to listen to an informative video for an hour? This is not the casino advice. It's not gambling. This is knowing why you're doing what you're doing, having some knowledge behind it. I go to the gym and listen to, hour-long videos. You can do work around your house and listen to hour-long videos. You can be driving in your vehicle. Make your vehicles a library, right? An academy, instead of listening to rich people sing or rap all the time, right? While you're driving in your downtime, right? While you're making groceries, right? Get you AirPods and start listening, right? And start listening. So my home state needs some Bitcoin. What do you mean, California? Why does California need Bitcoin, Jesus? Katie Love says, like everything else, Bitcoin got to be studied as stocks. I don't think so. I don't think so, because with stocks, you're always looking at the chart sometimes. It's 3 reasons why I don't invest in stocks. Too heavily controlled by the U.S. Treasury, Wall Street, right? And it's too manipulated, right? It's too manipulated. So anything that the Feds, Wall Street, U.S. Treasury have control over, manipulation, I don't like to, whether it's day trading, swing trading, options trading. I just don't want to deal with the stock market. It's more of insider secrets. Bitcoin, you can just study the history behind it, the theory behind it, right? Is it volatile like stocks and those? Yes, it is. But Bitcoin is like real money, silver and gold. As the dollar devalues, something stocks do not do, right? As the dollar devalues, again, the dollar has already lost 7% purchasing power this year. Those assets are going to increase, right? They're going to increase, right? Yeah, tell our vision. Thank you, Jesus. King, I think, says, wait for the 30K dip to buy back at my position. So last night too early, woke up this morning, price was 32.5. It went up to 33. And this is why I don't even try to trade Bitcoin, right? I don't even try to trade Bitcoin because it's an asset. And so again, I like the compound interest. I don't take out my gains. I don't psychologically get into that, because compound interest is when your money is making money. And so the interest you gain, even when it takes a dip, when it goes back up, that interest on the money that you made while it was on the uptrend is going to make money again. So I don't even trade From what I hear, there are some other utility coins and altcoins that's good for trading. Bitcoin is not one that I even try to do that with, because it's going to go so much more higher, right? And so I don't even play those games with Bitcoin. I've set it and forget it. Whatever happens, happens. So thank you so much, Queen Essential Sister, for the $9.99 super chat, right? $9.99 super chat. And yes, Zeus, educate yourself on how to invest your own money, because no one will have your best interest of your money in mind but you work for it. Or just invest some time and listening to someone talk about what you want to invest in. Some people won't even invest an hour to listen to a video on it, right? Invest your time to listen to somebody who's going to teach you in it, right? Because you're right. I make no profit off of anybody profits in their cryptocurrency. I don't teach trading. This is my philosophy. Again, I like my money making money. I like the compound interest and all of that. 𝒞𝓇𝒾𝓉84 says, I see Bitcoin thriving under Biden. I do too. He's already said, with his actions that he's going to devalue the dollar even more. Democrats are big domestic spenders normally. Exactly. Okay. I don't know how you pronounce it. Doge coins and Bitcoin investment. That Doge coin is more like a trading coin. So yeah, I don't really get into the trading type of cryptocurrency, but glad they're doing well for you. They had big gains as well. Again, no one on this channel is giving you financial advice, right? Just because somebody else said they're doing it, you need to do your due diligence and do it yourself. So let's get and make that decision yourself. Let's get into the Dave Ramsey. Yes, let's get into Dave Ramsey. I was literally shocked when I heard this, because this man, if he listened to Dave on December 23rd, lost out on a lot of money. So let's listen to this.
Years ago, probably, I don't know, 2014, I probably spent $1,500 on buying Bitcoin, and I probably made 120.
Okay, first of all, let's look at the demeanor on their faces. That's terrible. But anyway, I think this is almost demonic. I mean, somebody that's going to stop someone from prospering and then uses religious Bible and quotes. But anyway, this man said $1,500. Now, let me reverse this. And I think he said 2000. And let's see, what year did he say?
Years ago, probably, I don't know, 2014, I probably spent $1,500 on buying Bitcoin, and I probably made $120,000 off of it.
Okay, 2014, $1,500. He invested in 2014 Bitcoin, and he's at 100,000 now. But these two men demeanor, I can't get past that. Just look when he says Bitcoin and the profit, $1,500 in 2014, and he made over 100,000. Just watch their demeanor when he says that. This is really disturbing to me. But
years ago, probably, I don't know, 2014, I probably spent $1,500 on buying Bitcoin, and I probably made $120,000.
Well, he said 120,000. Look, I don't get it. Why would you be upset when someone says, I invested $1,500 and made 120,000? Okay.
Off of it. So it was such a small amount. I bought it and I just left it. I never did anything with it. I know it's very risky and everything, but I didn't really put any money into it. What do you guys think about that?
Wait a minute, are you saying you could cash it out today for 100 grand?
For sure.
Okay. So by listen to me just a second. Okay. There's a process in finance called sunk cost analysis. All right. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't cash it out today,
Sunk cost analysis. This is probably a word he made up, a phrase he made up. Sunk cost analysis. He told his man to do this on December 23rd. When Bitcoin hadn't even hit 25,000, so it hit 33,000 today, right? Let's listen. I can't help but to stop and talk. I'm trying to let it play.
In the morning, you have reinvested $100,000 into Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
That should scare your brains out. It's not 1,500. It's 100,000. Every day you leave it there, you are reinvesting into this again.
Right.
By nightfall, dude, cash it.
Wow.
Okay.
Bitcoin is
It's
going
over
bye-bye.
50% of your freaking net worth is on the roulette table. On one roll of the dice.
It's in code.
If you really can cash it out, and you may find out that this is funny money, but I hope you can.
I hope you can too.
And
Run.
man,
Run away.
Run.
away.
Yeah.
You know, this is one of those things, you guys, where again, you're hearing about this stuff out there and it sounds too good to be true. It is. And you got to be careful. You really do. I've talked to a lot of people that have been burned on this and unfortunately have gone the route of even leveraged investing schemes, which is pulling money out of their house to invest, which is an absolute no-no. And so just be smart, do long-term investing. Whenever you try to get rich quick,
do long. This is not a get rich quick. This is an asset. If you study it, this is not a get. And do long-term investing. Do mutual funds, 26%. And then, go through them because they get paid when you go through their brokers to set up these accounts. When you have inflation increasing 3% a year, your cash must grow at a pace to outpace inflation. So this man flipped or made $1,500 on an asset, not a currency, on an asset in 2014. He's at 120,000. This was December 23rd. This advice was given. And had he waited, which I pray that he did, right? It's from Ohio. That money still, and it's not going anywhere. This is the current. One Bitcoin is equal to 31,928 US dollars. Probably gonna go back to 32. Just today, a 9.19% interest, right? So that's why I don't really want to deal with the Dave Ramsey's type people on my channel. I don't agree with it. It keeps people in debt because the dollar is debt. Yeah, but you tell people to stick with cash knowing that it's debt. You tell people to stick with a debt-based currency. And you give them no solution. What are you going to tell this young man to do? Take the $120,000 that he made into investing in an asset like Bitcoin and put it in mutual funds, and then you get the underwriting fees, put them through your products, your services. And their body language when this man, why are you disgusted when someone and then you call it a scam. When someone tell you they took $1,500, right, in 2014, almost 7 years ago, $1,500, and it's at 120,000. Again, the date that this video was aired was December the 23rd. And Bitcoin at that time was not even at its all-time high. Because it's an asset. And when people don't have financial education, this is what happens. So let me play this again. I can't help. There's 𝒞𝓄e. 𝒞𝓄e, I watched this video just because you emailed it to me. Other than that, I really don't watch Dave Ramsey or subscribe to him So let me highlight you so people can know why we're listening to this. But just watch their body language.
2014, I probably spent $1,500 on buying Bitcoin, and I probably made $120,000 off of it. So it was such a small amount. I bought it and I just left it. I never did anything with it. I know it's very risky and everything, but I didn't really put any money into it. What do you guys think about that?
Are you saying you could cash it out today for $100,000?
For sure.
Okay. So by not listen to me just a second. Okay. There's a process in finance called sunk cost analysis.
Sunk cost analysis.
All right.
Okay.
And so if you don't cash it out today, in the morning you have reinvested $100,000 into Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
That should scare your brains out. It's not 1,500. It's 100,000. Every day you leave it there, you are reinvesting into this again.
Right.
By nightfall, dude.
Wait a minute. Look at that. What do you mean by every day you leave it there, you are reinvesting again? Dave Ramsey told that bad by nightfall on December 23rd. Oh my God, it's sad. Because you all know how many churches teach his philosophy. I can't hardly finish. Let it finish playing.
Cash it.
Okay.
Daniel's laughing. I hope you didn't.
By nightfall, dude. Cash it.
Okay.
Bitcoin is
it's
going
over 50% of your freaking net worth is on the roulette table. On one roll of the dice.
It's in code.
Yeah, if you really can cash it out, and you may find out that this is funny money, but I hope you can.
I hope you can too.
And
run,
man,
run away, run away,
run away from them.
This is one of those things, you guys, where again you're hearing about this stuff out there, and it sounds too good to be true.
Why is Dave Ramsey? I don't know. Rubbing his head. Oh my God. But anyway.
It is. And you got to be careful. You really do. I've talked to a lot of people that have been burned on this and unfortunately have gone the route of even leveraged investing schemes, which is pulling money out of their house to invest, which is an absolute no-no. And so just be smart, do long-term investing. Whenever you try to get rich quick, what I've found is you end up getting broke fast. And so you want to have a mindset of building wealth over time.
I hope that you can cash it out when you go to do it tonight. I'm suspect when I hear 1,500 turns into 100,000. I'm really suspect that you're getting. I hope you can. I hope you can. I'll just leave it at that. I hope you don't find other things when you go try to cash it out. But those numbers are bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are able to cash it out, the other danger is that you actually pulled off this crap once, and it's going to tempt you to do it again. So
let me stop here. That's a great point. That's a great point, Caleb. How is this called trying to get rich quick? This man invested in 2014. This was a 7-year plan for him. I don't think 6 or 7 years. But see, he could not handle a small, wise, smart, intelligent investment bringing that much return on an investment. That was the issue. That was the issue. And then they even how to manipulate even more. People are taking out loans against their homes. Whatever, Dave. You know how much homes are overpriced now? Homes overpriced. Low interest rate, but just grossly overpriced. But yet you tell people to save up cash to buy houses. Ooh, he has the nerve to stay focused on long-term investing. 2014 to 2020, that 6 years seems to be pretty long to me. That's not even close, right? It's not even close to a get rich. It's, oh my God. Right. At least this man didn't stay 6 years in fiat currency. So that's good. He said Dave is rubbing his head because he thinking, well, damn, why did I get in Bitcoin in 2014? You know what? He probably is in it. He just tell the general public, and I'm pretty sure he has physical gold and silver too. He just tell the general public not to do that. Because, you know, he probably takes the cash that people buy his products with or credit cards that they buy the products with and convert it to real asset. If not, he definitely puts it into real estate. And this is one of the things that Dave Ramsey would tell you about his testimony, that he filed bankruptcy and started over. But yet he won't tell you that bankruptcy is a financial tool as well, right? If you're filing for assets, I'm not talking about people that file bankruptcy for credit cards that they didn't buy any assets with, right? Or department store cars or depreciating vehicle, right? I'm talking about filing bankruptcy when you have assets in your possession against the bankruptcy, right? Cortez said he'd be lying to the public. He's trying to hit him, right, with a scare tactic. And he actually left a video up showing that he gives bad financial advice because, again, this was December the 23rd, and Bitcoin has did nothing but increase over that. So let me try to get to the end of this, right? I keep pausing it, but I will take it back to the part of the clip, the video clip, where he's rubbing his head. I just think that Jesus said he's just wishing he probably would have got in it. So I'm gonna take you back to that part. I'm trying to finish the video all the way out.
This is one of those things, you guys, where again you're hearing about this stuff out there, and it sounds too good to be true. It is, and you got to be careful. You really do. I've talked to a lot of people that have been burned on this, and unfortunately have gone the route of even leveraged investing schemes, which is pulling money out of their house to invest, which is an absolute no-no. And so just be smart, do long-term investing. Whenever you try to get rich quick, what I found is you end up getting broke fast. And so you want to have a mindset of building wealth over time.
I hope that you can cash it out when you go to do it tonight. I'm suspect when I hear 1,500 turns into 100,000. I'm really suspect that you're getting. I hope you can. I hope you can. I'll just leave it at that. I hope you don't find other things when you go try to cash it out. But those numbers are bizarre. Mm-hmm. And if you are able to cash it out, the other danger is that you actually pulled off this crap once, and it's going to tempt you to do it again. So, but you do whatever you want to do. But I'm not a fan of ultra high risk investments, and at a minimum, that's what we would call Bitcoin. At a minimum, we could call it a lot of other stuff too.
A whole lot of things.
But An alternative currency. Well, even if it is an alternative currency, I don't buy currencies.
Well, and the other side is, if you can't do that, the other phone call you need to make is to a 𝒞𝓃𝑒𝒹, so you can understand the realized gain on that, because you are going to deal with Uncle Sam on the growth. And again, I think, Daniel, you walking through the process and being very intentional with this. And on the other side too, this wildlife thing that you want to pursue, I want you to have a burning passion for it, not just be interested in it, because you're about to take a whole nother shift in life. And I hope you're not doing that just to get away from the hotel industry. There are a lot of things that you can do without making this kind of lifestyle change.
Well, congratulations to Daniel, hotel worker in the hotel industry, took $1,500. Hopefully Daniel kept it. Daniel from Salt Lake, right? And he disregarded all of that advice, right? So yeah, hope so, hopefully so, that he disregarded that, because Bitcoin got even bigger gains since the airing of that show, and it's predicted will continue to get bigger gains. If you all knew that China is 65% of the mining for Bitcoin, and China is, and this is the Patreon club that we have. China is predicted by many, right? Many economics to take over as the world reserve currency. Already in New York, right? It's approved for the digital yuan to be used to process payments, which means our dollar will depreciate even more. So if you know all of these connecting histories, you can see why Bitcoin is thriving, right? Bitcoin is thriving. So that was just that, right? Wow, unbelievable. But I look at Bitcoin, again, not as a currency, but as an asset. And so as silver, gold, real estate, right? But everything that you do, you need to get a financial education behind it, get financial knowledge. Even if it's investing in real estate, you need to know how to analyze the deal. Now, one thing that's good about gold and silver, it doesn't take a whole lot of financial IQ. You just hold it. And when it increases as the dollar depreciates, right, it does take a financial education of understanding that in 1971, the dollar became debt. So when you're holding cash, you're holding debt. And as debt depreciates, right, or even when you use your credit, and the feds probably will put interest rates in the negative. When you use your credit to invest in assets, you're repaying that credit back with the value dollars, which means it's cheap credit to use to gain assets, right, in your possession. And so gold and silver doesn't take a whole lot of financial education, just take action with those and having the funds, the cash to transfer that over into money or the credit. And Bitcoin, once I got the history behind it, was a no-brainer to me as well. Other coins, altcoins, utility coins, things that you have to trade pretty much because, they don't hold a position that Bitcoin does. I don't have time for that. That's why I don't do day trading or swing trading, or I don't even connect with anyone that says, hey, you want to learn how to trade Bitcoin. Why would I trade an asset, first of all? And again, I like compound interest. I like making money. And I asked several people that question today. And this is one of my friend guys. He emailed me back. Should you trade Bitcoin or hold it? He said hold because of the opportunity and the tax cost. So for people that's trading, you need to take in consideration your tax cost. It's two also, right? Compound, the other one said compound gains or compounding the rule of 72. If you've heard of rule of 72, Albert Einstein recognized it or found that rule. In layman's term, is your money and the interest on that money and the interest making money, right? It's better than cashing out before a dip because the solid assets like a Bitcoin will come back, right? But when you look at stocks, and see a lot of people take a stock mentality into a crypto world, and it doesn't work like that, right? All the time. It does not work like that, especially with Bitcoin. So he went on to say, if you were in a stock, like a speculative stock like Zoom, it is better to cash out when the air starts coming out. In my opinion, compound gains are better than cashing out before a dip because the solid stocks generally come back. So it's that was some millionaires' advice on the cashing out and trading, right? So there are other coins that are altcoins that are probably good for trading. Again, because of my time, I don't do that. I like things I can just buy, sit, and hold. Just because of my time and in the credit, I'm still doing credit consulting as well. And I still coach girls basketball. So I just don't have the time that it takes to be in front of the laptop, reading the signals and trading. And it takes that time. But again, Bitcoin is a digital asset, right? It's going to be on the uprise. And the weaker our economy gets, the stronger it's going to be, right? So you can always get your compound gains or compound interest with that. All right, so the last part of this, 102 people on. How many thumbs up that do we have, you all? Let me check my algorithm. You all hit the thumbs up, right? I don't know how many thumbs up I have. Some Jesus or someone let me know. But let me tell you all this. I love the audience since I've been talking about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin that I'm attracting. And let me say this too. If you have a 500 or 600 credit score, the very first thing you need to invest in is your credit. All right. Some things we did get out of the Dave Ramsey video with this young man. This was a 7-year investment. He held it. That's the power of compound interest. Your money making money. He held it. He didn't say I traded out or I took my gains, and no, he just held it. Now, because of where we are, because we're experiencing the Great Reset, it's going to take off now faster than ever, right? And because of what this year, 2021, is going to bring economically, it's going to take off now faster than ever. That's why I made the decision last year. And I made that decision when, the price was what it was, because I had did my research. I wanted to make sure, right? I wanted to make sure that I knew all that I knew in the event that, hey, if it didn't turn out my way or what I thought it was going to turn out, I was going to be fine with it because I did my research and due diligence, right? And once I began to research some books, and all of them were giving predictions even on the health pandemic, right? And how all of it was strategically. And then I also did research on the banks were broke. It's called the repo market in September, I think September the 16th of 2019. And then in December, it was really convenient, right? That exactly Seattle, Frank, that we had a pandemic, right? And so for most people, the biggest thing that affected most people, and Jesus, I'm putting the link in for my Patreon channel. Thank you for reminding me that. And thank you, Jesus, for always moderating my channel for me. I really appreciate it. Is that once I did all the research and due diligence, right? And you know what was really disappointing, that a lot of people during this time, and you don't even hear about this anymore, but the susu, I think, susu flower. I think it's susu flower, or the gifting flower, or the blessing circle pyramid scheme, right? You don't even hear people discussing it anymore. That was a big thing just 6 months ago. The susu, the blessing circle. And if people probably would have took that money then and invested in a real asset, right, they would have been much better just a couple months later. Now, to me, that's what Dave Ramsey should be rubbing his head at, pyramid schemes and scams like that. Sean says, Happy New Year to you as well, King. Are you familiar with the watch sales rules for crypto taxes? No, I'm not, Sean. Hey, I got my friend in, my good friend, my best friend, I would say. My coaching friend. We talk and do all this. He coaches as well, and I coach girls basketball. So yeah, so glad to have you in, Coach. Thank you, Jesus, for becoming a Patreon member. I appreciate you. And Jesus, I've been appreciating your support all year long. And I need to reach out to you and get you some information to cash app you something, because you supported me on my channel when I had how many people on, Jesus? 7 people or something going live. So thank you so much, Jesus. I greatly appreciate it. Simba says, did the guy actually sell his Bitcoin? I don't know. Bitcoin is going up. If he did, I would invest it in gold and silver. Exactly. And they're talking about the taxes on that. But all that man has to do, or even real estate, he can find a good real estate deal. If he did cash it out and listening to Dave Ramsey to tell him to cash it out. And for the people that's just not coming in, we watched a video clip of Dave Ramsey, a young man invested in Bitcoin in 2014, $1,500. On December 23rd, he had $120,000 in cash, right? And Dave Ramsey told him to cash out. He feel like there was a scam. And so the young man, we don't know if he cashed out or not, because at that point, Bitcoin was even at 25K. And today it's at 30, it hit 33,000. Let's look at the most recent number again, because you know Coinbase always fluctuate. And it's really hard to have a crypto conversation with a day trader or swing trader in stocks. They think that it operates. Look, Bitcoin today, a 10.3% return. This is today's number. And so it's at 32,183. This is how you beat inflation. This is how you beat the increased pricing of products every day going around you in goods and services. You cannot outwork higher prices, people, and higher taxes. You cannot work that. You get a second job, you're going to get taxed like two people, right? In the government, you get two jobs, they're going to tax you like two people. You're one person, right? You go to the gas and grocery stores, you see pricing increase on your gas and groceries. And so you have to put your cash in something that's going to beat those percentages. And Bitcoin today, 10%, while we're seeing a 2 to 3% increases on our gas and groceries every day, right? So I don't know if he actually sold it. I hope not, right? Sean said a wash sale results is when you incur a capital loss and then you buy the same second back within a 30-day window before or after the capital loss incurred. It's designed to prevent investing and taking cap losses in 1 year and buying back stock. Okay, I don't do stocks. Again, the reason why I don't do stocks because it's controlled by three sources: Wall Street, U.S. Treasury, and the Feds. Have anybody asked themselves, why is the stock market getting these gains when we're in an economic loss? The Fed pumps money into the stock market. Money is never lost, it's transferred, right? And so I'm just not into stocks. I feel like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the future against a devaluing dollar or depreciating dollar. That's what I do. I'm not against stocks. It's just not my forte. So, too much manipulation. Now, do I think the Feds have some type of their hand in the cookie jar when it comes to Bitcoin as well? Of course I do. I do. But not highly as manipulated as the stock market is, right? And so I don't do that. And another time is I don't have the time really to do that. If I did do stocks, it would be day trading or swing trading. I don't have time to sit in front of a laptop to do either or to even sit at my options contract. And neither do I want to. I like to invest in things that I understand and I have more control over. So for me, that's cryptocurrency, right? For me, that's cryptocurrency. Hello, Gina from New York, showing me some digital love. Thank you so much. Interested in the home-based business. Okay, great. I will share with you some information on the home-based business. Now, another thing we're going to talk about, someone asked for some source about the stimulus, right? To prove that the stimulus will come out of your earned income credit, et cetera, et cetera. So let me share that with you all, and then I should be off, right? Let me do this one thing. And so this is the article. Again, I first read this I have a subscription with Wall Street Journal. This is an article that I also, the Kiplinger, that will further educate you all about that. and the stimulus. So I will share this link as well so you can pull it up and read at your leisure and do your own due diligence. Is your stimulus check taxable, right? So this the link. Is your stimulus check taxable? December 30th. This is really last minute information, right? This article was written on December 30th. I've heard the question many times. The article states, will I have to pay taxes on my stimulus check? The tax code says you have to pay taxes on all income from whatever source derived. So this means you will have to pay taxes on your unemployment, right? Income, unless it's specifically exempt or excluded. That's a pretty broad definition that seemingly would include money from the government. And strictly speaking, there's no specific exemption or exclusion from the stimulus check money. So stimulus check is taxable, right? You know, article says wrong, right? It's not taxable, but I want you all to listen. There's a loophole in the law that prevents you to having to pay taxes on stimulus check money you get from Uncle Sam. As it turns out, your stimulus check isn't income. So you probably like, Queen, see, I told you it's not income, right? But this is what it is. It's a recovery rebate tax credit, right? When you sit down and file your 2020 federal income tax return form 1040, you're going to see a new NEW line on the second page for the recovery rebate credit. Now, this is if you did not receive your stimulus, right? So if you did not receive your stimulus or your second round of stimulus, that means you did not file a 2018, 2019 tax return, right? Or your income dropped in 2020, and things of that nature, right? So, or your spouse doesn't have a social security number, you had a baby in 2020, you're a recent college graduate, or otherwise had a significant change of circumstances, then you will be eligible for a stimulus check, and this credit could save you a lot of money. So you will see that recovery rebate, right? For people that may not receive it and they had some of those or any of those issues or situations that I just read out. So let's look at when you file your tax return, what happens, right? And it's got, let me pull it up. This is an advanced tax credit, right? And although this is not taxable, people, this is an advancement payment of a tax credit. Let me see how this is showing on my screen. I may have to blow it up some more. So what that means is it's not income, people, but an advance payment is just what it is, to be paid in advance. This will affect your EIC, Earned Income Credit, and or CTC, your child tax credit. This is nothing but an advance payment of a tax credit. And although this is not taxable income, this is going to be a reduction in that column of what your taxes would have been or what you would have received as far as your refund. The only thing they did was gave it to you early. So it's going to affect our credits on taxable income. So it's going to affect you in the area of earned income tax credit or your child care tax credit. So I hope I made that crystal clear for you all so you can understand, right? Okay, so let me read some comments. Again, this is the link if you want to go and read that at your leisure. And then we'll log off. Mitch don't want to give us 2010 months when we pay him $3,719 a week. He needs to go. Well, they're not giving you anything anyway. It's just going to come from that tax credit section. Let me show you the tax credit section that I'm speaking of on your form 1040, right? For the 2020 tax year. So you're going to see the recovery rebate, as well as an education credit for eligible students. So this is the new 1040 tax return. Line 26 and 27, your earned income credit if you have a qualifying child, if you have a non-taxable comeback pay, see instructions, right? This is where the advancement of your tax credit came from. Additional child tax credit, see attached 8812. Now the American Opportunity Credit Form 8863, this is for your educational credit, right, for a qualifying child or dependent. And then recovery made rebate credit, right? This is for the people that did not receive their stimulus. And again, maybe you didn't file your 2018, 2019 tax return. Maybe you had a new baby. Maybe your spouse social security number. It was a list of reasons. But your stimulus came from either your earned income or child tax credit. All it was an advance credit, tax credit payment. So they gave you that in advance. You know what advance means? Early. They allowed that to happen. So basically, is it like giving you a loan? It's like giving you something early that you won't receive later. So you won't receive credit for that when you file your taxes. It's going to be some type of deduction for that, right? And they already know the people that received it. I've never qualified for earned income credit or child tax credit. Anyway, I don't think I have. I don't know. I have to ask my tax professional. They're not necessarily want the money back. You just won't get it twice. They gave you in advance and they gave it to you early. So when you would have gotten it during tax time, you're not going to get it then. They decided to allow you to have it early. So even when that 2000 stimulus come in, it's still going to be an advanced tax credit. And if they approve it for this year, you won't get it for your 2021 tax returns in that as well, right? Someone broke into Mitch McConnell's house and sprayed where's my wow, that's crazy, right? That's crazy, unbelievable. So I'm going to read Sean's. You can get it on Robinhood. Just know Robinhood is an exchange platform, meaning that you can't physically back up your Bitcoin. And people hack computers and systems all the time. And so what people suggest is you have a backup ledger to store it in. So if a system is hacked, right, you have a backup source saying that you own it. So on Bitcoin, you can never take ownership, right? But Bitcoin does have some perks to it. And the reason why I have some on a little on Bitcoin, Robinhood, is because I sold all my stocks. So I just went ahead and converted it over. It's easy to liquidate, meaning to transfer to your checking account. There's no fees on the purchase or transferring fees to your checking account. But again, you don't have ownership in case it's hacked or something like that, right? You never will own it. It's just really as an exchange platform. And so if an asset hits to $100,000, you do want some type of way to secure it. But to answer your question, yes, you can, right? Yes, you can. So, hey, I'm signing out. It is a Saturday night, right? We can stay on all night long. Thanks for everyone that hit the thumbs up. And again, I'm not your financial advice. I'm not giving you financial advice. Just give you financial education. Do your own research and due diligence. And never invest the amount that you can't afford to lose or to risk. Also, if you're investing with bad credit, right, you may be gaining money through one source or one way or one stream, but you're losing it out the other. You're paying the bank's high interest rate, high fees on the things that you have financed, right? And you definitely want to get your credit up as well, so you can stop spending your money to the banks. And you definitely want to be able to position yourself to get Bitcoin back reward cards, or let me find this one I'm looking for. Reward cards, or even cashback credit cards. I tell people all the time that this just passive income, right? When you get cash back from credit cards, you beat inflation, especially if you're 3% cash back, because if they raise the price of groceries by 3% and you're getting 3% by using the credit card, spending or purchasing groceries with a credit card versus a debit card, then you're flatline. You pretty much beat the inflation cost, right? And that's passive income, right? It is also money that goes back on your credit card that you can use to pay the credit card with. They also have some Bitcoin rewards cards. A lot of banks are coming out with Bitcoin. Also, if you're interested in doing Bitcoin, you also, and this is one thing that Robinhood and all of the platforms are good for, Coinbase or 𝒞𝓃𝓃e is really good for giving you articles and updates, right? The reason why they're stating that Bitcoin took off too is because less and less of it is available to purchase, right? When the Bitcoin halving happened in 2020, that means half of its supplies of it's like gold and silver, right? It was a limited supply available. And so you got more big businesses, more NFL players saying, pay me in Bitcoin. And it's just been a limited supply right now, which is also pushing the price up, right? So if you want credit assistance with your personal credit, or you want to look at investing in silver, which also and gold increases like Bitcoin as the dollar decreases, right? Silver is still at $30 an ounce. You go to my website, 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓇𝑒𝒾𝓉, and you can invest in the silver stacking report, so you can know what silver to invest in as well. What's the difference between rounds, coins, bullions? What silver you can return or give back to the dealer, or sell back to the dealer that does not legally have to report to the IRS. And you don't have to have what is called a 1099-B form when you sell it back to the dealer for capital gains. So this is a $35 investment. And I also have my disclaimer on my website that, again, I'm not a financial advisor, and no information in my videos should be taken as financial advice or recommendation to buy or sell or any sort of security or investments, right? My products and our videos are for entertainment and education purposes only. Before investing or making any financial decisions, please consult with a professional financial advisor. So if you invest in the silver stacking report, please include your name and email address in the notes, right? Because it will process through Cash App, so I can email that to you. Also, if you want to get your personal credit up or position yourself to use credit to invest, go to Credit Help on my website as well. And someone said they was also interested in a home-based business. You can find it on my website as well. We get paid daily, right? Daily pay keeps inflation and recession away, right? As prices are increasing every day, you need to get paid daily, right? You got to keep up with inflation. And if you're going to be at home anyway, working maybe your job from home, then make passive income from the home-based business from home. There's no products you have to sell, only services. What are the services? It's financial education services, right? You teach people how to add 475 business tax deductions to their paycheck, right? And you also teach people how to transition their name into a corporation. And I won't get into that tonight. But you're tax-less, which basically means more people are able to bring home more money out of their paycheck. When you refer this to others and they enroll, then they pay you a referral fee in the form of passive income, right? Position yourself to get paid every day. So if you're going to work from home, then you need to have a home-based business to make money from home, and you need the home-based business, right? As a backup income, or for some people, it's a primary income source, right? Their primary income. And the pay is 7 ways to get paid. The pay plan is off the scale, right? Your job only gives you 1 way to get paid. 1 way, that's from your labor, right? You can get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, but they only give you 1 way. This home-based business, 7 ways to get paid. So you can find all of that on my website, 𝒞𝓽𝓃𝑒𝒹𝒾𝓉. 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝒋𝓃𝑒 says, is uncirculated nickels worth any money? D, go on Google, do your research, right? But I will tell you from my research that junk silver will be worth money as well. I don't know what uncirculated nickels that you might have. So if you are in possession of some, then just go and do your due diligence, do your research, right? Sean says, CYA Queen, this information is valuable and people have, right, they have to do their own research. I don't know anything about uncirculated nickels. I'm not going to act like I do. So yeah, do your own research, right? Because this is valuable information. Information is more valuable than gold, silver, or Bitcoin, because if you have the right information and education, then you know how to grow your cash and not be in a debt-based system through cash. Right? The only way you cannot be in a debt-based system through cash is when you don't convert that cash into assets, because again, in 1971, when President Nixon removed the dollar from being connected or pegged to gold, the dollar became debt, right? The dollar became debt. And when something becomes debt, it causes inflation, it causes prices to increase, it loses its purchasing power. It's able to purchase less and less. It's a legal note, right? This note is a legal tender for our debts. It's the lowest yielding asset at 0.03%. Lowest yielding asset it is. So cash is not king, but the cash flow is. Because you usually get cash flow through assets. Assets are the only things that can produce cash flow. Credit cards are assets because they produce cash flow. Real estate can be assets because they can produce cash flow, right? What makes cash flow king is the assets that produce the cash flow. So that's why cash flow is king, because usually you have to have assets in your possessions to get that, right? So hey, you all have a great night. We might have Credit Church tomorrow. Glad you all came in. It was a very good live stream. Here's my signing off. Here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity, your credit and your cash flow. Queen of Credit out. You all have a great night.